These are 22 millimeter, a little loose. It may be a standard, but 22 will fit enough to get this loose. I'm just gonna break all these loose. See, I have the truck already elevated and on jack stands, but this is the benefits of having an impact, is that I don't have to worry breaking them first. Good impact, which this is a really good impact. As you can see, I got all these broke. Now you might want to save these. I'm going to replace this rim and this tire while I got it off, but if you're putting them back on, just keep them off to the side, and now this will just pull straight off. We'll get it out of the way. Now we have our calipers. Front calipers. Remember our front caliper, we're going to take these front calipers off. I'm going to replace these calipers as well. We're going to replace these rotors as well too. This is the Allen key. Maybe a 3/8. To get the calipers off, it's a 3/8 Allen key. Now, what I had to do was turn my wheel all the way to be able to have more access back here. Just put that in there. Yeah, I know. We're also going to have to remove this banjo nut, and we're going to leak brake fluid, so we want to get a pan. We're going to take the banjo. Are you fucking kidding me? We're going to take the banjo nut off. It's attached to your flexible brake hose here. It's an 11 millimeter. I'm going to drain fluid, so I got my pan here to catch what I can. You should get a new one of these with your new caliper. I'm going to try to angle this up. We're going to lose a lot of fluid, but we're going to be replacing all of our fluid anyway. Get these caliper bolts out. Now this may be a little stuck. This caliper's full of fluid too. Brakes had a lot of life left in them. I had a caliper sticking. I figured while I was here, I'm going to just do this all new, all right. Okay, now these rotors are different than your typical rotor. We're going to have to remove the hub to get the rotor loose. To remove the hub, you have to take your axle nut loose. I have to find the size for that. To take your axle nut loose, and there's 4 bolts in the back. Now, I'm replacing my hub as well, and I also bought 4 new bolts because these bolts can be hard to get off, and they could be stripped, ruined, anything when trying to take it off. So we'll go ahead and get this axle nut loose, find the right socket. This axle nut is a 36 millimeter. When we put these back on, we'll have to make sure they're torqued to spec, which I'll get. There's also a washer behind it. Save both of those. Okay, we'll get these 4. I'm gonna get these 4 bolts off here. Get you a shot. I had to get these hub off. Like I said, there's 4 bolts back here. 1, 2, and then 2 on the other side straight across. So we'll get them. So we'll try to break these loose. I'm not sure the size offhand. The back bolts are 15. Make sure that you use the correct size socket on these, particularly because they rust. We're trying not to strip these. Like I said, these things are hard to get out. We had to turn our wheel the opposite way to access the other 2 bolts on the other side, and also had to unplug the ABS sensor, which runs up the side to your frame. It's attached to your frame. Get you a shot of it. It ran up and was attached right there, the side of your frame. Just plugged in right there. Had a little plastic clip on the back. The new hub comes with an ABS sensor on it. I'm gonna try not to damage this one in case the new one doesn't work. So I can just hook the old one up to the new hub. But now we have all the 4 bolts loose. We have the axle nut loose. And this thing's probably going to be rusted, but we should be able to also try not to damage our studs, because we're going to have to reuse them in our new hub. get rusted on and do not want to come off. Now on the new one, you'll notice that this is where the bolts run that I took out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get behind it and I'm going to attempt to try to get something, a screwdriver or a pry bar in between this surface and the steering knuckle, and try to get it to come loose. As you see, we got the wheel hub and rotor off. This one was being really stubborn. It did not want to come off. Had to end up beating it with a sledgehammer and all kinds of craziness. But I'm gonna clean all this up. I'll clean all this up with a wire wheel. Try to get this rust out of here so the new hub and rotor can go on easier and have a better surface to make to. But go ahead and get all this cleaned up and I'll be back with the assembly. Okay, before we get started installing our hub, we're going to need to get the studs out of the old hub. Now to do that, the easiest way is to take one of your lug nuts, thread it on, just a little bit, thread it on a little bit. You're going to take your hammer, bam, straight out. We'll go through and we'll do the same thing to all 8. We'll get them all out, then we'll get them put into the new hub. We're going to put our hub in our rotor. To do that, we're going to line up these 4 bolt holes, little tabs, with the 4 openings here. We'll get that through. Lay this down, make it a little easier on me. Oh. Getting caught up on the ABS sensor. I'm going to try to wiggle that down through without having to take it off. Wiggle that down through without having to take it off. There it goes. And that loose. Now it'll turn. It'll turn inside freely, just like that when it's setting down. Now I'm going to line up my holes, the 8 holes for the lug studs, and I'm going to start getting them through. Now you should press these through. These studs in, you really need a stud installer or press. Now, that being said, I just used the old lug nut, a washer, and an impact, and just rammed them home. However you want to do it, but that's how I did it. Now I'm going to go ahead, but if you want to do it the right way, you need a stud installer or a press, but that way works. So we'll take it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and install the hub and the rotor. These are the new hub bolts. I got these pretty cheap, and like I said, those are pretty nasty to get to. I'm gonna go ahead and coat these with some anti-seize, just in case. I bought these hubs online. I usually prefer to use Timken, but the Timken hub for these was just outrageous. So I found these for a great price for 2 of them, and we'll see. But right now, I just couldn't justify spending that much. I'm gonna hit this dust shield with this wire wheel real quick. To knock some of the big stuff off, because I'm gonna put it back on. A lot of people don't put them on, or I don't mind them. Now we'll put this on exactly how it came off, just like this. So what we'll do is we'll hang it here. When I put the hub on, I'm going to go ahead and get one of these. Actually, go ahead and hit 2 of these real quick. But if you ever have to do this again, you'll thank yourself for putting this anti-seize on. A couple extra seconds out of your time, save you a lot of headache in the long run. Try to think ahead. Always try to think ahead. Now while I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself here. I just started shooting these videos. If you let me know what you think about them, I'm sure they're not the greatest in the world. They'll get better, and I always could use advice. Only a fool thinks he knows everything. I definitely don't know everything. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. But like, if you like this channel, you follow me, and I plan on going on a journey that I want to get. I want to be big. I want to do a lot. I have big dreams, big goals, big aspirations. I work 15, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not a rich man, but if you stick with this channel, if you watch some things, you'll see where I start and how I end up. Right now I'm in between garages. I don't work on cars for a living, but I do work in metal fabrication and tools. Work in metal fabrication, and I build machines, and so I have a little bit of knowledge with machines. I haven't been working on cars for as long as some other people. Like I said, my buddy Joe, he's been working on cars longer than me, but he helps me out a lot. And this, like I said, it's his garage, and he lets me use it. He let me fix my truck here. He's a good guy. I appreciate him. Maybe one day I'll be able to repay him. But like I said, if you stick through this and you watch the progress I go through and the things I learn and teach myself, and we'll have fun. I love working on cars. I love it. I love building cars. It's a passion for me. This isn't work for me. I enjoy this. It's 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and I'm still over here going strong. I've done work 10 hours at my other job, came here, and I'm not even tired. I know I need to get home and get some rest because I'm going to be tired in the morning, so I'm going to finish this and I'm going to get some rest. But I just wanted to let you know a few things about myself, and hopefully we'll see where all this goes. Okay, I'm going to get this hub. I'm going to line it up. I believe definitely did. We're going to have to put the ABS sensor through the dust shield. Actually, I think it goes through this hole, matter of fact. So we'll line it up to where when we put this on, these hubs actually seem like, I'm really impressed so far. Guess we'll see how they actually hold up, but so far I'm really impressed. The ABS sensor wire looks well made, it has nice brackets with it. Okay, we're going to have to line this up on our CB axle splines. Took a little bit of finesse. Now I'll try to get it pole lined up. On through the dust shield. Get another one in. Let's do one down here. Dust cover around, line it up. Now we got two of them in. She ain't going nowhere. go ahead and anti-seize up the rest. Hope I wasn't blocking you there. I don't think I was. Got it angled pretty good. Like I said, the quality of these videos will do nothing but go up from here. Do the best I can to provide you as much information as I can. I don't know if you want to watch every little bolt turn or every little struggle I have. Like earlier when I was trying to get the bolts out of the upper control arm. Them things get in there and they do not want to come out. And I struggled with it for a minute. Then it helps to have the right tools as well, which I really didn't have. But you got to use what you got and do the best you can with it. That's all you can really do. Okay, got that on. I'm gonna tighten up the bolts, and when I come back I'll install the caliper and the brake shoes or the brake pads, whatever you want to call them, and that'll be it for this evening. Alright, we got the hub and rotor on. The back 4 bolts on the hub, torque specs 133, I believe. Torque spec on the axle nuts at 165. Now this will turn if you're trying to torque it. So you can either try to wedge a pry bar or something in between 2 studs and tighten it down to what you need. Run it down with an impact tight or with a wrench tight as you can get it. Drop it down with a tire on it and then hit it. However you want to get it. Now we got our brake pads. Whoops. She exploded on me. We got our brake pads and caliper here. Now this comes with some silicone lubrication. We're going to use it. You never lube the brake surface here, and never touch the brake pads with your hands with this stuff on you. If you do, just get you some brake clean them up. Because brakes are, as you know, a pretty important aspect of driving. It's your #1 safety defense. Now I reckon your steering wheel will be #1, but brakes are definitely up there. Okay, I done lubed the back of these. I'm going to put them in my caliper. Didn't look like it was going to fit for a second, but It's the bad thing about getting parts online. I love getting them online. You save you a lot of money. But you're at their mercy. Hoping that what they tell you is true. That all this stuff fits. Okay. Being a little stubborn here. These things are pretty tight. It's new. Got to slide this over the back. Of the caliper. And it's pretty tight. Almost got her. Might need a little persuasion. Okay. She's tight, but that's good. That's a good thing. Okay, now got them on there. Clips over the back here, and then the smaller one, 2 clips on the back, clips over your caliper on the outside away from the piston. This goes in and springs into the piston and will hold. Now that we have it all, take and line up the caliper with the bolt holes in the back. It's going to go on just like this. Just like that. It'll slide over and it'll fit. There it goes. And the top anyway. There we go. It'll fit in there and it'll be snug. There's a lip right here when you're where your bracket, you would some have brackets. This is connected. This just bolts right on the steering knuckle, but this comes down and you'll see that there's a little notch cut out there that lines up perfect. Okay, we got a little banjo nut or banjo bolt that comes with the new caliper, and it comes with 2 copper washers. We're going to place one on each side of your flexible brake hose outlet. It's going to have one here over top of your bolt that'll let it sit down on that. Then you're going to put another one right here, and this screws into the back of your caliper. These have a little plastic plug that they usually put in to stop any debris from getting in there. It's usually easier to pull it out while you got it in front of you, instead of waiting like I just did. Then we screw the banjo nut, or banjo bolt, I apologize, into the hole. There's a plate here on the back. Let me show you. There's where your banjo bolt goes, and your hose has a flat part where your banjo bolt goes through, and it'll butt straight up against that, so it'll set flat. You don't want it, that's the way you want to install it. You do not want it cocked. It'll lay perfect, it'll be flush. We want no leaks, no air getting into our system whatsoever. It was an 11 millimeter. Well, there it is. I'm going to tighten the banjo bolt down with an 11 millimeter. We're going to snug this down. You're not going to He-Man strength it on, but we're going to get it tight. Get her tight. We'll cock the wheels, tighten the caliper back down with the 3/8 Allen key. Not 100% sure the torque specs on these. 65 foot-pounds seems. I just tighten them. I want them tight. don't want them cranked on there. There she is. That's it. We'll bleed these brakes, but I'm not going to do that right now because I still got 3 other tires to do, 3 other wheels to do. I'm not going to videotape the front passenger side, but I will videotape one of the back sides. But there it is, new control arm, new rotor, new hub. Looks good.